America's obesity rate is almost 10 times Japan's obesity rate of just 4.5%.
The average American would be considered fat in Japan. You're like even American medium level fat, you are completely fat.
Welcome back, Common Sense. Today we're gonna react to why America is so fat. That's right, why America is so fat. I think the number one reason is sauces, by the way. I think the sauce is number one reason why America is fat, okay? Just think about all the sauce you eat. If you go to a fast food restaurant, it's actually not about the chicken. You know, you can go to Raising Cane's, right? You can go to like KFC's or whatnot. I mean, the chicken's okay, even with the fry. It's the sauce, all right? The sauce is the goat, but the sauce is also the problem. Like, if you don't know, a little bit of that, like a tiny portion of one Chick-fil-A sauce is 140 calories. And when I didn't know this before, I used to get like 5 or 6 sauces to go with one meal. And I include the fry, a large fry, and then either 12-count chicken nuggets or just the supreme chicken sandwich. And that itself, the chicken sandwich and the fries are like, 700, 800 calories, plus 5-6 sauces. That's like another 700. So just the sauce is like the same calorie as the food. I think sauce is the problem, but let's take a look of someone who actually investigated in Japan and compare that with America and see why America is so fat.
About the people here. I couldn't quite put my finger on it at first, but the more I looked around, eventually I realized what it was. Nobody's fat. Since 1960, the obesity rate in America has skyrocketed from 12% to over 40% today. That means America's obesity rate is almost 10 times Japan's obesity rate of just 4.5%.
The average American would be considered fat in Japan. You're like even American medium level fat, you are completely fat here.
That is so true. If you're just okay fat in America, you'll be fat in China. You'll be fat in all Asian countries. You go to Korea, China, Japan, SEA, you're fat. But the thing is, like the countries like China, for example, is also getting fat. If you have never been to China and you went, I think a common complaint that my friend had when they went to China with me is that everything's fried. It's similar to America, but worse. Like it's just that China doesn't have that much of sweet compared to America. You don't always eat sweet, but you eat fried food.
Realize it because I was fitting in like Australian people, but then when I came back to Japan, I noticed that I was fat.
It's way easier to lose weight in Japan than in the States.
But why? What's Japan's big secret?
Why Japanese people?
There's a million things it could be. Maybe it's green tea.
Or maybe it's lower smoking rates in Japan.
Actually, no. Smoking rates are higher in Japan. 25% of Japanese men smoke, but only 13% of Americans do.
Maybe more people go to the gym here. Actually, no.
Only 3.3% of people have a gym membership here, while 21% of Americans do.
Well, sign me up to a gym membership where she goes to gym.
Maybe it's because everyone eats fermented soybeans for breakfast.
Actually, it's way simpler than that. The whole food environment is just different in certain key
Hey, my wife is totally not watching this video, by the way.
ways.
In Japan, you actually cannot make excuse to gain weight.
Right.
But maybe in the States, maybe it's not the case because you're surrounded, by lots of, food trap.
When I came to Japan all those years ago, I basically just ate whatever looked good, and I was losing weight.
That's just not true. I mean, like, you can say that. Like, the thing that just, like, is right now flooding my Instagram feed or TikTok feed is and it's just this cute Japanese sweets that they make, the bakeries, right? That's really jiggly and chubby. I want to go to Japan just to eat that, all right? If you're gonna eat whatever that looks good, you're gonna be eating that all day long, all right? Everything you eat is that's all you eat. Like it's just not sincere, right? To say that you're gonna eat everything and you're gonna lose weight. It's not true. I mean, come on, let's be real.
So let's say you wake up, you get ready for the day, and you're off to get a good breakfast. What are your options? Well, per person, there are 15 times as many fast food establishments in America compared to Japan. So the average American's breakfast options might look like
hot cakes and sausage, our own egg McMuffin,
The breakfast burrito. For breakfast, at Denny's, the Super Slam.
Single-handedly, the worst croissants I've ever put in my mouth. McGriddle.
Ooh, sweet. What the f? All of our favorite foods.
So there's plenty of McDonald's you can go to here in Japan, but Japan also has over 4,000 rice bowl establishments.
At places like Yoshinoya, for just $4, you can get what is actually a quite traditional Japanese breakfast. A small bowl of rice, fermented soybeans, roasted fish, and miso soup.
Well, let's say you don't have much time, and so you just want to grab something quick and go.
The answer? Convenience stores. 7-Eleven. Wow, this is so busy. Do I come to Japan just for the 7-Eleven?
More and more people are posting online about how in love they are with Japanese convenience stores, and
Bro.
for good reason. They actually have a huge selection.
I actually want to go to Japan just for the convenience store items. I've seen so many videos about it at this point. It would make no sense to not to go to Japan for the convenience store items. It seems like it's mostly just rice and meat in it, right? With some sauce and soy sauce. Like even the sushi that you buy from there is like a rice with a little bit of sashimi on top, and then you get soy sauce, right? So it looks pretty good.
Of pretty decent food.
So here's what you can get for about $9 USD.
Fish simmered in miso, ramen-style eggs, a rice ball, roasted chicken, a salad, and a green tea.
Bro, that runs at least $15 here. No, I think 20. Yeah, but go back to it. Let me see this item.
Fish simmered in miso.
Like this water here, $3, right? I mean, like at least $2, depending on what gas station you get it from. This thing right here is $6, right? 6 or 5. Each one of those items is probably at least $6. So maybe with even the fish, right? The big chunk of fish like this is going to be expensive. So this is like $25 to $30 actually.
So ramen-style eggs, a rice ball, roasted chicken, a salad, and a green tea.
Damn.
And they have many other things like a decent selection of roasted fish, fruits, salads, and even low-calorie stuff like these noodles made of tofu.
Damn.
The pre-prepared foods are also quite decent, like fish with mushrooms and radish, chicken gizzards with green onion, shrimp and squid with broccoli, boiled eggs, and steamed chicken with pickled veggies.
This is all so good. This all looks so good. Bro, like if this is a snack that's available in, you go to American convenience store, if like for example 7-Eleven, yeah, you get access to like ready to eat hot food. And the hot food you get are fried stuff, you know, mostly just fried stuff. Or tacos, small tacos. The small tacos, the shell, the oil that's being used in there are so much calories. Like if you go to Costco, and Costco sell like a lot of healthy food. You go to Costco and you buy those like I forgot, one of those Mexican rolls, and it's just like a crispy roll with meat in it. 170 calories for a tiny, tiny roll. And usually I eat, if I need to get full with that, I need like 5 or 6, maybe even more of the tiny rolls. That's like 1,000 calories. This is no calorie. Chicken is the highest, if you eat chicken breast meat, that is, right? Is the highest protein to a calorie ratio in the entire food category, in my belief. It's like chicken breast, fish, it's all very similar, right? Depending on what kind of fish you eat, right? Especially like wild-caught fish, really lean. So this is low calorie because vegetable calories you can just kind of ignore. The only calorie, I think the most amount of calories you see in this bowl are probably oil they use, if they use any oil. Like if I look at this, I don't even see much oil. It's just like, you know, it's very tiny little. Probably 1 teaspoon, not even tablespoon.
The bentos are a little bit more junky, but
Damn.
they're much better than American options. So the first key difference is convenience. Convenience doesn't always mean junk.
Yep.
However,
Just
the
America.
average American convenience store doesn't have many options of reasonably healthy things to eat. You might be able to get some nuts or a protein bar, but other than that, it's just chips, candy, processed food, and some fried stuff sitting under a heat lamp.
By the way,
So, yeah, of course.
before I continue, I just want to say that the nuts, you think it's healthy, is such a marketing scam. Like nuts it's okay to eat, but it's probably one of the highest calorie intake you can have. Probably the highest calorie food you can have. A tiny handful of nuts, like I need to get super small, like a tiny little ball shape, like this much in my hand, is probably 200 calories. If you want to get a handful of nuts, this is the 400 calories right here, like on your hand. That's sometimes a full meal. You know, you can eat like this much chicken, probably for 400 calories if you're eating chicken breast. That's basically the difference. Nuts is all fat. If you haven't noticed, most of the oil are made out of nuts, right? Like you go to the supermarket and all you buy oil, olive oil, whatever. It's all made out, olive is not, but a lot of oil are made out of nuts, you know? And then oil, nuts, all extremely high calories because it's all fat. It's all fat, and fat is very high calories. That's why like the leaner the meat you get, the lower the calorie gets for the same amount of protein.
Super health conscious Japanese people don't get all their meals from a convenience store.
Only if I'm too busy and I have no time. to cook.
The thing is that the overall standard for food in Japan is much higher in general, so even the convenience stores have reasonably healthy choices. Japan has about 55,000 convenience stores, meaning Japan has almost 10 times as many convenience stores per square kilometer than America, which is great because from what I've seen, Japanese people, or at least Tokyo people, are extremely busy. Japanese people in general sleep way less than Americans, which is actually very unhealthy, yet they're still much thinner. So yeah, there are healthy restaurants and supermarkets in the US.
By the way, just because it's a Whole Food doesn't mean it's healthy at all, okay? Whole Foods sell trash food all the time. You go to Whole Food, it's all like sweets, cake. It's just more expensive items. That's it. It's like a marked up version. It's basically like a hyped, how do I say it? You know, when there was a toy that was really popular that everybody went to buy. I forgot what it's called. That's basically what it is. Like, even organic, the word organic itself is literally just a marketing scheme all the way. A lot of times. It's so debatable whether the word organic actually make the food better or not better. You know, so there's just no enough scientific data to prove it. It's just more of a process, a tiny bit of process for double the price. I mean, it's something that you can choose to eat or not eat, but it's not going to change the outcome that much. It's just like whatever makes you feel good. If you, like my wife, like to buy organic food, that's totally fine. Whatever makes you feel good, you know? Like it's just something that, you know, you're conscious about. But just because it has a Whole Food tag on it does not make it better at all, right? You can go to H-E-B, Walmart, and buy healthy food anywhere, you know?
We believe in real food. Whole Foods Market.
But when it comes to cheap, quick, and convenient food, it's often very unhealthy.
$3 big meal deal, only at 7-Eleven.
In Japan, for lunch, I have the option to buy some fried junk or go to McDonald's for lunch, but it's often just as easy to say walk into Matsuya and get something like a bowl of rice with some stewed beef, a half-boiled egg, some kimchi, and a bowl of miso soup, with plenty of pickled ginger, of course.
Matsuya! Even if you're getting some actual sweets here, they're just not as sweet as Americans.
If you go to any one of these cake places around here, an American would be like, wow, why is it not sweet enough? Whereas a Japanese person will go to America and go, why is it so sweet?
You know, this is so true. I just want to share this because I came here like 20 years ago, 17, 18 years ago, and as a college student, international student. And the first time when I arrived, I went to the supermarket to buy food, right? I gotta say, bro, like I also bought, you know, obviously it's sweets, a cake or whatnot. The first impression I had was, why is portion so big? I live in Texas, Austin, Texas. So that's the first impression I got, which is the food portion here is probably like 3 times as big compared to China, where I came from. That's number one. Number two is regular sweet cakes are probably like 5 times as sweet of anything I've ever had growing up. The sweetest food I can get access to when I was a kid growing up, eating like go to a bakery store and buy bakery, it's probably 1/5 as sweet as any American sweet you can get. The amount of sugar that's added to those cakes are insane to me, you know? It's like, it's just not healthy at all. And that's why people get a sugar high and a sugar crash. That's why also I got acid reflux because I had no other food options when I was in college. I was in UT Austin and the only food option I got was the cafeteria as well as the Wendy's at Student Union. Right? It was the most profitable. By the way, UT Austin Student Union is the most profitable Wendy's in the entire United States. Everybody go there and just buy a bunch of food, and they offer free refills for Coke. So we would go there and study all night and just drink unlimited Coke, and then buy some fries and buy some, you know, trash food. That's all we eat. It's just super sweet. Anything you eat, sweet, 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 sweet. And then you notice a trend here. Anything sweet go extremely popular. That's why, like, the Korean food are one of the most popular food options because all the meat for Korean food, Korean flavors are generally much sweeter than Chinese food options. The savory Chinese food options are not even known here in America. Like most Americans go to a Chinese restaurant, they only order 2 things: sweet and sour chicken, and then kung pao chicken, which is arguably also sweet here. So it's either sweet or sweet, you know. Or if you go to Panda Express, it's like one of those honey shrimp, whatever, you know, every protein is sweet. You buy beef, sweet. Pork, sweet. Shrimp, sweet. It's all sweet. That's the impression we have here. But I think after a long period of time, I was finally used to it. I cannot eat any sweets I buy from like H-E-B or Walmart or most of the bakery shop here. It's just way too sweet for me.
When I first got to Japan,
sweet.
I thought most things weren't sweet enough. Now, after living in Japan for more than a decade, when I visit America, most things taste way too sweet.
A lot of things are sweeter, a lot sweeter than in Japan. For example, yogurt's very sweet, too sweet. Like it was like a dessert level.
According to 2021 statistics, the average Japanese person eats half the sugar of Americans. Americans eat 33.7 kilograms of sugar per year, but Japanese people only eat 17.7 kilograms.
Okay.
The thing with sugar is that the reason people eat too much sugar is that they want a lot of sugar because they eat too much sugar. This 2016 study found that after just 2 months of people doing a low sugar diet, cutting their simple sugar intake by 40%, they started to rate sweet foods as significantly sweeter, as much as 40% sweeter than before.
That's exactly what happened to me. At first, Japanese sweets didn't taste sweet enough, then I got used to it, and now they taste plenty sweet.
So
You know, this is so true. Also, another thing that now I'm working out, like if you eat sweet food, like I just had, it's my birthday, I just had a donut and I haven't had sweet. And the thing is, once you start eating sweet, you want more sweet. Like I immediately wanted more donuts. I have to really control myself to not eat more donuts. But like donut is so good, especially I live next to Round Rock. We live in Austin and we had a Round Rock donut, arguably one of the best donuts in the world. It's just so sweet. Like the thing is, after you eat it though, you want more of it. You never get enough. Like you just want like a whole dozen. You know, I can literally sit here and eat a whole dozen of donuts while watching this video. Like that's the American style. That's literally American lifestyle here. Just a lot of sweets.
The Japanese just eat less sweet, less caloric things, and they eat less of it.
The soda cups are just smaller here in Japan.
This is a large cup at McDonald's in Japan.
True.
This is an American small. The American small is actually slightly larger than the Japanese large. And of course, the American large is about twice as big as the Japanese large.
Yep.
Even the milk is way smaller. This is the standard size of milk here.
Next, take a look at this. The selling point of this sweet drink is actually that it's small. It says nomikiri saizu, meaning a size you can finish. And these half-size drinks are in most of the vending machines.
Hey, why'd you get this small one?
That's smart.
I think this size is too much for me, so I can finish this.
But this one's only 10 yen more. You could have gotten like,
Yeah.
This one's like twice as big.
It's too much, and I don't want to waste it.
You don't want like a giant drink. You don't want to get like as much drink for your money.
No.
No one in Japan drinks a big gulp. You can't even get it anymore.
Now that's what
I would get a big cup for the value though.
I couldn't find any big
I'm
gulps
American.
in Tokyo, but I could find these tiny cans of soda.
Who drinks this?
What if you go to a restaurant in Japan? What percentage of the people would you say are drinking soda?
Oh, I think less than 10%.
Only water and tea?
So yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
That's better.
So Japanese people just don't drink that much soda. The average
If you go to like, if you actually travel to China, right, or any Asian countries, sit down, they don't offer, there's another huge difference, right? Immediately, they just offer you tea or water, or hot water. And mostly tea, right? If you go to China, depending on where you go, they just offer you like hot tea or whatnot. But you come to America, it's cold water, and immediately they ask you like what kind of drinks you want. People order whatever alcoholic drinks, order alcoholic drinks. If you go to fast food restaurants, just Coke, soda, right? Whatever, you know, the soda is available.
person here drinks 30 liters of soda a year, but the average American drinks 5 times that much, 154 liters per year.
So for example, with this vending machine, if you didn't want anything sweet, 5 different types of unsweetened tea, you can get water, and then there's black coffee.
By the way, these vending machines are everywhere. Japan has the most vending machines per person on the planet, around 4 million, or one for every 30 people. Next is key number 3, school lunch. The Japanese approach to feeding their school kids is completely different from America.
Do the teachers even eat this stuff? No, we don't eat school lunch. They don't touch it.
So I'm half American. I went to elementary school in both Japan and the United States. In the United States, the food was just junk food. We had tater tots, we had sloppy joes. It was like everything bad for you. You know, chocolate milk.
In middle school, we would get chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk for what?
just like, if you want chocolate milk, go ahead.
Served for lunch at a high school.
Students in Woodbridge, New Jersey say the food is inedible.
Some high school students who are so sick of their school food, they've started a protest movement against it. In 1970, the law changed. Schools could now turn to private, for-profit companies to feed their students.
In American schools, it's common to have plenty of processed foods on the menu.
You cut back on everything. Salaries, supplies, the food.
But if we go over and take a look at Japan, school lunches are planned out by the school's designated nutritionist, and they are made from scratch every single day.
you're in Japan,
same thing goes for China, because I grew up in a boarding school, and that's not because our family was rich. You know, our parents just didn't love us. They hate us, actually. No, I'm just kidding. My parents love us, me and my sister. So we grew up in a boarding school, and then the school also planned food. So like it's every day, every meal, right? Every lunch, every dinner, always had a proportionate amount, like set amount of portion of protein, vegetables, and rice, and then soup. So it's always like that. And students always like run after class when it's like mealtime to go to the cafeteria to get like the first bite of the food, because it's usually pretty delicious. Breakfast, they sometimes give you buns, meat buns. That's probably arguably one of the least healthy options. But it's also what Chinese people eat, which is meat buns. The reason why it's now healthy is because like it's a layer of bread on top of it. It's flour. But other than that, it's mostly just pretty healthy food. You can say the most unhealthy element of the Chinese food growing up eating is probably the oil. Most of the Chinese cuisines use a lot of oil in them when they cook them. But other than that, you're just eating vegetables and protein and rice. Like that's the food categories you have access to in China.
Every meal is meant to be healthy. Vegetables, there'd be rice, some fish, some meats, and a little bit of pickled vegetables. So that by the time, that you're 16, 17, 18, you're not going to be fat. It'd be very rare that you're going to see a child that's fat in Japan. I think that carries you your whole life. It sets your diet.
You got like a nutrition education that actually worked.
Yeah.
The fourth key is portion sizes. The portion sizes are generally just a little smaller wherever you go.
Normal size, like meal size in Australia, is usually big. I couldn't finish eating them, but then I got used to it, and I actually gained 12 kg there.
So that's like 25 pounds.
Double tacos.
Yes, and also like, but that's usually not because of food portion, I don't think. It's just the sweets. The amount of sweets get access to in America. Me, like the village where I grew up, I have another friend who graduated the same year of high school who came to America together. And then she also became fat. Like the first year after we came here for freshman year, went back and then we met. And she also became really, like I wouldn't say really fat, but like much chubbier. Probably double her size before she left. And I grew a little bit fatter. The biggest thing that happened to me wasn't like being fat or not, because I had a good digestion system, is I got acid reflux from eating American food. Growing up, eating as much rice as I wanted, meat or whatnot, I was totally fine. And to come to US after 2 semesters, I got acid reflux, extreme acid reflux. This wasn't, like I still have a little bit of acid reflux. This wasn't fully fixed until like, I would say 7-8 years later, when I tried an extreme diet. Basically, for 2 weeks, I ate nothing, just water. There was water. It's called elemental diet. And then there's a powder with some elemental, like very elemental level nutrition, some vitamins or whatnot. You just drink it in water. You basically just drinking water. That's it. It tastes like nothing. It's just water. You do that for 3 meals a day for 2 weeks in a row. Nothing else. It's most extreme, but the whole point of that is a natural remedy. It starves the bacteria in my body. So that's the way it killed the SIBO and kind of cured acid reflux. This is not a medical advice, by the way. It's just what happened to me. I'm saying I had extreme acid reflux after eating a little bit of like 1 year of American food, and mostly Wendy's and school meals, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think portion is part of it, but mostly it's just the ingredients I was used, because there's a lot of bread and then a lot of oil and a lot of sweets.
Designed to keep your stomach and your wallet full.
I'm full!
America's biggest breakfast for only $9.99.
I think there's 2 big reasons why Japan doesn't take the American approach of giving you huge portions to make you feel like you got your money's worth. First off, don't do this in Japan. A big concept here is mottainai, or wasteful.
Elementary school, middle school, if you cannot finish the meal, you don't have lunch break.
So you just have to sit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I remember some of my friends couldn't finish eating and then like crying and eating. The idea came from like mottainai. You cannot waste the food because that's the life of plants and animals. Yeah, leaving food is considered bad.
It's kind of bad manners to leave unfinished food, and especially rice, scattered about on your plate. Next, it's not really
you don't have to worry about that. I don't waste food.
A thing here to get a container to take leftovers home. You're expected to finish your meal at the restaurant. So the average restaurant serves people reasonably sized.
By the way, this looked like extremely healthy meal. You just get rice is one of the most healthiest carb you can get. Like if you compare rice to bread, to whatever's available in the market, rice is probably the healthiest you can eat, you know? Yeah, still, I would recommend eating a little bit of carb. Like, you don't want to eat that much carb. Your meal should be mostly protein and vegetables, you know? Like, should not be that much carb. But this amount of carb is good to give you like instant energy. And especially you're working out or you go high intensity, you need to focus, you need energy. So, right, carb is necessary. It's just like this amount of carbs looks perfectly healthy. And on top of it, look at his meat, look at his fish. That's insane to me. That looks really healthy. And you just get high protein fish and like a raw egg to dip into, like a Japanese style. I cannot get used to that, but it's healthy. This is like a healthy amount of food. It's all protein and like healthy fat from the egg yolk, right? So it's really good.
Not too big portions that most people should be able to finish in one sitting.
Bro.
Most packages of snacks here are sized so that you can comfortably finish them without feeling stuffed.
Like, look how small all these little packages of chocolates are.
If you eat the normal American diet, you'll get fat. In Japan,
Bro, that's actually one of my biggest struggle when I go to the gas station. Like, I want to get just a tiny, because when I drive from Austin to Dallas, a 3-hour drive, I just want a tiny bit of sweet to keep me like on the road, you know, focus on the road. And you go to the gas station, just the smallest bag I find, it was too much. I can never finish it. I just feel wasteful. And it's so, like, even though it's like and also it's like $1 or $2. Okay, I wouldn't say that's expensive, right? Still, I just don't want, I want like a tiny, like, give me like 5 candy. That's it. Like, tiny handful of candies, right? That's all I need for the whole road. But I cannot find those. All you find is just like big bag. Like, even the smallest bag is a big bag of M&M. And that's like, that bag of M&M lasts me, if I really want to save it, you can go for many different trips, you know, but I don't want to keep a bag of M&M in my car. It's like a lot of heat in Texas and all that. It's just bad.
Just eat what everyone else eats, then you get thin.
Yeah.
Do you think that's pretty accurate?
Yeah, I think it's accurate.
If there are some people who are, you know, maybe starting to get a little bit overweight, and I suspect they're eating too much junk food.
So the 5th point is variety. It's easy to eat and drink healthy when you have plenty of options and when you're not getting bored eating the same handful of healthy meals over and over again. People can eat big portions of junk if they want, but it's usually just as easy to get a variety of reasonably priced, relatively healthy food.
Damn.
What I like about drinking culture in Japan is that even if you keep drinking at the izakaya or bar, you see so many menu, the healthy food on the menu. If you go to America, fried chicken, you know, fried potato, you know, like French fried.
Most of the places to go to drink have decent food options. You can expect to get some really solid food that's actually quite healthy at a classic Japanese pub, an izakaya. There are about 7,500 izakayas in Japan, more than the total number of fast food burger chains like McDonald's or Burger King. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you should replace fast food with alcohol, but even if you're walking in somewhere planning to get drunk, there's all kinds of simple, healthy, and delicious dishes. There's one other quick point I want to touch on, but first let me make it clear that there are better quality food options in convenience stores, rice bowl chains, or izakayas, of course. Most Japanese people wouldn't even think of these places as healthy, but this isn't about optimal health. It's about how you can be reasonably healthy with not that much effort.
Did you make this with vegetable oil?
Oh, yes.
Thanks, but I gotta watch what I eat.
Lately, the word has been getting out about how bad vegetable oil.
Bro, like, dude, American food is just all fried. But see, the same thing though, if you go to China now, China is getting into the sweet eating era, to be honest. Like, everything's fried, everything's oiled. In fact, recently there are some food, I don't know where this all came from. Like, Chinese food started going viral. Like, people just go to China and go to different, you know, food, I wouldn't say food court, like a food streets, and start trying or sharing everything. And a common theme of response or reactions in the comment section I saw, it's just, why is everything so fried? Everything is so fried. It's true. And they're probably not American, to be honest. If they're American, they would, oh, okay, well, that looks like need more fry. But it's all fried. When I look at it, because right now we're health conscious, fry is the worst thing you can do for your food, right? Like, literally anything, like potato is actually really good. If you just use, it's like, I would say the second best carb option under rice. I mean, they go hand in hand. Like, they actually go toe to toe to each other, to be honest. Some people like potato, some people like rice, but rice is just, in my opinion, better. It goes with everything. But, you know, it's your preference. Anyways, coming back, if you just use the air fryer with potato, it's actually really healthy. But people start using oil with potato. That's where the trouble is. That's where you get fat, okay? So, like, if you want to not get fat, just don't eat fried. Like, just try to cut back on your fried food options. I almost guarantee you're going to start noticing lose weight immediately. just immediately. Because most of the unhealthy stuff and then the calories come from the fry, come from the carbs that's on top of the meat, you know, the all the stuff that's dipped into, and then the flour, all that kind of stuff. And the second thing is mostly oil. A tiny tablespoon of oil is 120 calories. That's like a teaspoon or tablespoon. It's insane amount of calories.
Oils or seed oils are for health. It's kind of impressive how clever marketing got us to think that we need to crush and heavily refine thousands of seeds with a long industrial process to get the oil that we need to cook with to be healthy.
With high pressure, forcing out the oil to a second extraction. 70-minute wash with a solvent. They wash the oil with sodium hydroxide. They bleach it, then use a steam injection heating process to remove the canola odor.
Sure, you can buy vegetable oil in Japan and people do cook with it, but it's very interesting to note that Japanese people consume about 1/2 of the seed oils of Americans. The ironic thing about seed oils is that they become more unhealthy when you cook with them, especially if you fry with them. That's because the fats are very fragile and easily break down when heated, which is not the case for saturated fats like, say, beef tallow, which are very resilient to heat. This brings us to the sponsor of this video, the seed oil-free masa chips.
Bro, that actually make me, like, the fact that he played that cow video, it's the biggest dilemma of all, you know, like, because I live in Texas and I travel, I like outdoor living, and every time I go anywhere outside of, or in the suburb of Austin, you can see a lot of ranches, insane amount. If you, especially you drive to Fredericksburg, to the Germantown, to the, to climb some, you know, rocks, Enchanted Rock and whatnot, like surrounding Austin, a 3 or 4 hours drive away, you're gonna see a lot of ranches along the road, and really good ranches. There's all free range, like, pasteurized, basically, whatever meat over there. Basically, it's all beef, right? Cow, like free range cow, like a happy cow on the range. And just like, oh my God, you just think about all these cows that they live in a little tribe, they have families. They're spiritual animals. You can be friends with cows. They have big brains. They're like a big friend of yours. And you're literally eating Jimmy. I suppose like every time when I eat beef, thank you, Jimmy, for your contribution. But you just feel bad. At the same time, Jimmy, why you're so delicious, Jimmy? Like, it's the biggest dilemma of all, right? End of the day, I just have to eat it. You know, it's too good. But at the same time, you gotta listen to the Bible. We do have dominion over the animals. I don't know if that means like we should eat them, but you know, too late. I'm too deep in the rabbit hole.
More than 4 years ago, I started investigating how in the world we got tricked into thinking that we should be eating vegetable oils to be healthy.
Vegetable, corn, and sunflower oil.
Today, seed oils or vegetable oils make up 20% of the average American's daily calories. And recent studies suggest that seed oils are linked to metabolic issues and inflammation in the body.
Really?
So I've been avoiding chips for about 4 years now, ever since I learned about all the negative health effects of seed oils. You probably saw my 2 different videos on the topic. This is why I'm personally really excited about masa chips. They made a delicious tortilla chip out of just organic nixtamalized corn, sea salt, and 100% grass-fed beef tallow. Zero seed oils. Now, I don't know how they got the chips so crispy and crunchy, but these are the most solid chips I've ever eaten. I can pile pretty much an entire avocado on one chip. Personally, something about these chips feels totally different for me. I actually feel satisfied and I don't have the urge to binge them. And I don't feel sluggish or bloated after eating them. After all, think about it. Don't you feel better eating, say, corn on the cob with plenty of saturated fat-rich butter rather than some french fries or onion rings fried in seed oils? The best part is it's just a really good chip. You don't have to sacrifice any taste for health. If you're ready to join the tens of thousands of people enjoying masa, go to masachips.com/Joseph, WIL, and enter code JosephWIL for 25% off your first order. That's masachips.com/JOSEPHWIL and code JOSEPHWIL for 25% off your first order.
Yeah, that's a good video, guys. I'll leave the link down below so you guys can go back to and support the original creator. I gotta say though, he lives in Japan. Like Japan and Korea are the two countries I just want to live in. After I get rich, like because our business here is in America. Financial free, we're going to Japan or Korea. The food options are just too good. One thing about America though, like if you want to eat good, you can. It's just super expensive. But if you don't want to eat out and you want to cook yourself, there are plenty of good food options. You can just buy really good meat, you know, pasture raised, whatever, depending on like what kind of marketing campaign that you believe in. Really, it's just there are healthy options, but it's more DIY, do it yourself, right? Type of deal. If you want to eat healthy options outside, they're extremely expensive, right? Extremely expensive, overpriced, all that kind of good stuff. So especially if you go to LA, I mean, like San Francisco, California, I mean, like, bruh, like I think I transferred from San Francisco airport and then get a breakfast, 1 egg, 2 sausage, 2 bacon is $25. I called my wife, was like, how do normal Americans afford this? I just didn't get it. I didn't get how, like, I get like a plate of breakfast. It was just like, it's all American breakfast, right? Egg, 2 bacons, and 2 sausage links, $25. I literally don't understand why it's that expensive, because that's also the only quote unquote healthy options I can find on the menu. Everything else is just burger, really sweet ribs or whatever. So in the airport, that's it. I think America number one issue is just everything's too expensive. But if you want to stay healthy, you can, like me, just meal prep your stuff. Get chicken. There are plenty of really delicious meal prep stuff, recipes you can find online on YouTube. Just search on YouTube and you can find it and cook it. That's actually my number one suggestion for anyone who want to get lean. Actually, number one suggestion for anyone to get lean is to not eat fried stuff. Just eat whole foods, not the Whole Food Market, the supermarket, but whole foods, right? If you want to eat chicken, just eat chicken. Have chicken, air fry it, immediately good. Have some yogurt with cottage cheese and make some sauce, immediately good. Like that's enough. That's actually just really freaking delicious. If you really want to get some bread, go get some bread to mix with it. There's some keto bread. There's like 35 calories, freaking 6 grams of protein per bread. 1 piece on top, 1 piece on the bottom. Get some cheese in between, some, chicken in the middle. Delicious, man. Super good. Try those. And after you eat for like a month, your taste buds actually get used to it. And it's so freaking good. And that's what happened to me. So now if I have a bite of sweet, it's super conflicting. Because immediately it brings me back to all the sweets I have ate in the past, and it get me hooked on it. I have to use my willpower to get me out of it in a way. But it's a lifestyle you get addicted to, being healthy. So that's it. Stay healthy, guys. Eat some whole foods, and I'll see you guys on the healthy side. Bye for now.